if I need to do this decision, that's because the totally different country have totally different culture, and that means uncertain things. That means the risk.
For my advice, so I think that no matter what, you just grab your time and grab every chances. No matter how fearful you are or.
You're talking about you finding a higher salary and finding another opportunity in field like the same field that you are currently in, right? But if you can choose, you want a big salary now, or you want to choose a passion and build it from scratch?
This is I think it's very hard to balance to this factor. Yeah, the best situation is you can get your passion, and you can get a good salaries. But for myself, the passion is more on the startup company. That's because the startup company have have the new technology, and you can do anything here, not just at the big company. Maybe you are just one person and you just do what they tell you to do. But usually in Japan, the big company can pay you higher salaries. So that's a little bit hard to balance them. But I think for now, I'm more focused on the passion or the good opportunity, which have the new technology or can give me more opportunities to management the whole program. So maybe this is much important for me.
So you like to consider it from the passion first, but you will not neglect the salary as well.
Yeah.
But the presentation is like passion is a bit higher, but even though you don't neglect the salary as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so like for example, if you can go to the very high salary, but the passion is not there, but you can have another job with lower salary, but okay, you know your passion is there. Are you going to choose, like, are you going to up knowing that you're going to gain experience and you're going to be a master of it and gain like
Actually, I think there will no job which will pay you so much higher salaries with you have so lowest passion. I think, in fact, I think the company will pay so many salaries. Let's compare how much passion you have. So I think there will not a company will to buy you to buy you, which you having the passion for that position. Yeah, I think. But if you were asking me, how about that opportunity? I think, okay, salary is okay. Why not? If you have so much salaries for me, why I refuse you, right? I can save this money and do what I have the passion. That is also a big guilt of choice, I think.
Okay, so like if the salary is like much higher, you choose the salary that's much higher, and then you're gonna work on that, and then you start saving money, and then you just do whatever you do after you quit the job.
Yeah. But just as I said, in fact, there were no opportunities which pay you so much higher salaries to which you didn't like to do this job. In fact, if you want to get the high salaries, there must be you have the passion of this job. right?
But I'm thinking another point of view. Like there are certain people that what they are good at it and what they love doing it is different. Like, for example, they are good at programming, but to be honest, these people who is really good at programming, he really have passion for photography, which I think like if you are an amateur photography and you are a freelancer and it's
okay,
like,
I got it.
not, but it's different.
Yeah.
Good at it and being passionate about it,
Yeah, for me, I think that's a little, you should take the risk if you switch your job to your amateur. So I think the amateur is important, but your job also is very important. So I think the job is the first, and what are you interested in the things, maybe the second. And you can use your money to invest your interesting things, and if your interested things can come out some money, and then you can change your job to the second what you are interested in the things. I think this is okay, but I don't not suggest the guys you directly change your job to what are have interest in. Yeah.
Wow, that's a really good point of view. To have wisdom, like you also job and you also start waiting for the thing that you're passionate about to make money, and then you slowly change the source of money percentage like that. How about Carl? How do you process this between big salary now and things that you're passionate and you're gonna build it from scratch?
Okay.
What's your opinion on this?
Yeah. So I think I agree with Archer, because sometimes money is very important. Yeah, salaries is very important. Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. So to me, I think I have to talk based on myself. Now it's more than 30 years old now. So, and I think it's quite old to me. So I think Archer is younger than me, and Linda, of course, is much younger than me. So I think it's quite it's a different life story. So when I was young, when I maybe just around 20s, I think my interest or my passion is much more important. Yeah, at that time I don't have much responsibility, so I want to chase my dream. I want to do a lot of things better, and I even wish if I at that time I have chance to go abroad. So that will be much better than now. But now I'm 30 years old. I'm more than 30s, so I have a lot of responsibility, and I have to consider. I have to build up my family, maybe my next generation. I have to prepare for my children, and also I want my parents to have a better life. So that's all the responsibilities I cannot resist. So that's the point I will think that money is really important. So I think it's really realistic. So answer your question, I think because based on different stage of life, maybe when you are young, when you are a child, happiness is very important, or imagination is very important. So in different life stage, you will have different role to play. So like my ages, now I think I really believe money is very important. Why? Because money give me freedom. So no matter what, no matter honor, money, your position in the company, no matter what, I work so hard in order that one day I don't need to work for my life. So that's what I want. So I think freedom. I need a time to be with my family. I need a time to grow up with my child. I need a time to do a lot of things. But time doesn't free. You have to have enough money to support your free time. You have I always said that freedom doesn't free. You have to work hard enough to get that freedom. So that's what I think. So if for my age now, if something really made me interesting, I will consider it. But if I cannot get enough pay, I will reject it. Sorry about that. So that is my story on my age.
Yeah, okay. I think because you also have another responsibility, like you want to build your family and stuff. This is like where you put the priorities, like you have to support your family, and you want to build family, and you want to build your next generation, and so on. So this is your top priority. So for your case, is you're in this stage of life, you will choose to have this salary more because you have to support your family and your parents and things, but you also will not neglect your passion as well.
Well, so yes, because Archer is gone.
Okay.
He's back. So I think, like Archer said,
sorry.
I really envy you. I really envy Archer now stay, because he is single. Yeah, maybe it's too sad for some couples, but sometimes he is quite freedom, and he doesn't have much responsibilities as I did. Yes. So he still have freedom and have time to pursue his dream, his old dream. His job is to take care of himself and make more successful things. But for me, I have to balance between this. I'm no longer the young boy or the naive boy anymore to only consider myself or only to consider my dream. I have more responsibility to take care of. Yeah. So that's
but I think the car maybe also the lucky man, because some people have different interests in between the sense which she or he really interested and his job. Maybe he is not he even hates his job, but he still, because of the money, he still needed to work. But I think car is not, because the artist, the 3D artist, is what he is interested in, and he is also insist on this, and he will make money from his interest in these things. Yeah, I think this is also good thing.
Yeah, you're right. So I really feel lucky about that, because I doing what I really like to do and earn money. So I think, so I think for that, so that's the advice maybe for the young people. First thing, because now if you're young, you don't have much responsibility now, just try your best to pursue your dream, to pursue your passion, to do something you really love. And then when you grow up, when you, like my age, you will have much more responsibilities. So you don't have much chance left. So maybe just treasure your time to treasure every opportunities you grab. So that's what I wish the young people to do. So that's why I really liked, Archer and your experience like that. So you have much more experience or much more chances than I did. So that's why I envy Archer. So yeah, he can try his best in Japan, and he will think that maybe he will head for another country to make another fortune. So I really wish he can do that. Yeah.
I think if I take this decision, move to Japan earlier 5 years, I think this will be best.
I thought this would be the fortune that I want.
Unfortunately, it's too late.
Yeah, everybody thinks that we are too late. Yeah, today, but I think it's So, but the matter is we start. We already started. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. I think for you to make your decision like in your 30s is also like inspires people that maybe like a lot of people are afraid of, making a turn to, pursue their career or their dreams. So I think for you it's also something that I always look up to. Yeah.
Wow. I don't want this bad example.
but as for you, but as you said before, like now you're in a different stage of life, and Archer and me is still single. Would you advise people like you're going to get married in 5 years. I mean, like, we are going to get married in some certain ages, right? So would you advise like younger people, like, okay, you have to prepare, because if you started earlier, maybe you can, by the time you want to build your family, you already like have prepared. So like, to start before that.
For my advice, so I think that no matter what, you just grab your time and grab every chances. No matter how fearful you are, or maybe you just don't want to make mistake, but you will lose a lot of chances. So at better time, I really wish I can do all the stuff earlier. No matter mistake I make, I want to make it earlier, so that I still have time to chance to correct it. So that's what I want to give the young people the advice. So no matter what, Kid Archer now is single. That's a good thing, that's a bad thing. Sorry to mention it again, but you have much more opportunities than I did. That's true.
So you suggest us to get married as soon as possible. If you think, oh my God, this girl is, or this man are not my chosen one, I can break the management, the marriage again, right?
No, Archer, just do it. No matter what, just do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Like Nike.
Yeah. I got it. Okay, I will take your suggestion.
But would you suggest like like for younger people who are afraid that because maybe like one time somebody make a mistake, like maybe they started their own business and then failed, like what would motivate you to start again, or maybe what would you suggest like for younger people, because you said like don't be afraid of making mistakes and stuff, like how would you motivate and you stand up again after you, like maybe, because I believe in every one of us we have this stage, like we feel like we fail at something, yeah.
So I think the key thing is confidence. Confidence, they based on, when you conquer some mistakes, when you conquer some difficulties, you gain a little bit confidence. So that's really important. When we're in school, I think this is the good environment for us to make mistakes, because that's no big deal. When you as a student, when you're a child, it's very normal to make mistakes. The more mistakes you make and you conquer difficulties, you will gain a little bit confidence. And that step by step, you will get more and more experience and more and more confidence. So when you grow up, when you be in a society, you will face much more difficulties. You will be beat down again and again and again. But based on your past experience, you will say that's no big deal, because I can overcome it. No matter what, no matter in the future, I will do that. If you already got this experience, or if you already got this confidence, I think nothing will beat you down anymore. So that's why I encourage young people to make mistakes earlier and earlier. But that's the very small mistake compared to your whole life, no matter what, because your life is very long. So you will meet a lot of different things. So that's for my experience. I really did a lot of mistakes in the past years, but I wish I can correct it in the past, but I think it won't happen. So I have to learn something from it, and I gain my experience. I gain my experience, and also I gain my confidence. So now if there are some difficulties I cannot conquer right now, but I will believe that in the future I can do that. So yeah, that's not a big deal. Yeah.
Wow, that's really inspiring. I mean, like for you to make mistakes, because you're used to like, maybe you're used to like standing up after, and you're gaining your confidence after you make mistakes. I mean, like that's really inspiring on how you see this and how you learn from it.
People need to change the attitude. Yeah, Carl, I think this attitude is very great, and compare some people. Yeah, maybe we are make the mistake, and maybe we are more and more lack of confidence. Yeah, I think this is a very great attitude. Yeah, you didn't see the mistake as a mistake. You think the mistake as an experience, and you can learning from that. Yeah, that's very great.
Yeah, I think that's a different point of view, because like rather than you just after one mistake, you just stand right at where you're at, and you're not going anywhere because you're afraid when you go outside then you will make another mistake and you'll mess up, and then you just stay in your whole life like in the same place. But you rather than staying in the same place, you still go for it, like you still go to take that risk, and you're still like have this positive attitude that you are going through no matter what. You're walking in this life journey, and then it's really good point of view. How about I'm sorry, Carl, you want to say something?
Yeah. So I think you just mentioned about the comfort zone. Somebody's, if they facing the failure or some depressing, they will just step back. They just step back in their comfort zone. So they just made the area smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right.
But for me, I want to try to step outside of comfort zone. Of course, I will face failure. I will face a lot of difficulties. But the point is, you have to face a very small difficulties first. So you have to gain a little bit confidence, and then a bigger and bigger and bigger. So your comfort zone will become bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's my experience. So that's what I want to share. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good point of view. It's not like one time you just go outside from your comfort zone out of this forest, but the point of view is like you're staying in one comfort zone after your failure, and then you just go and enlarge your comfort zone, and slowly your comfort zone.
Yeah. Slowly, gradually, step by step. Not too much, because too much difficulties really will destroy some people's confidence. Yeah, that's
wow. How about maybe after you enlarge your comfort zone, how is it maybe how does it affect, maybe if I feel like I don't want to go outside of my comfort zone, but then I did it, it will affect no, this is not what I'm doing, I don't feel like doing it, and I don't this mental health that I'm pushing myself to something that I'm not into, how would you process this thing?
Okay, so if that thing happen, I think that is it's really difficult things I cannot handle. So I will step back a little bit, so I can try to handle something more easier, much more easier. So I can do that thing. I can do that thing to prepare myself for the much more difficult thing. So that's back to what I'm talking about, is for a very little step, that's enough. Because if you keep doing this, it will become bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah.
Wow, I think that's good. Also, I think you see it as your goal is to make progress, not to make a perfection.
Yeah. Just I think it's just keep on doing these things, and small step, it really matters.
Yeah, rather than pushing yourself into one perfect, not making mistake and afraid of having mistake, right? It's more free for our health being as well. How about Archer?
I'm also agree with Carl. But I think the Carl is talking about the one schedule things. Yeah, the one which part, and you can finish it. But maybe you need to face another choice. This choice maybe are very different from which schedule the things. For example, I chose the post, and I chose the Japan. Maybe this cannot be a little part, and you can to solve it. Maybe it's a really different choice. So for this part, I think maybe you can consider what you will be knows. For example, I chose to Japan. Why? It has the risk, and how much the risk you should to consider it about that. And I can say that I can ensure assurance my life and I can assurance my career. 2 points can get insurance. Why not? I think that is a good choice. Or I can take the risk. So I think you can also consider about this point and to make your choice. It cannot beat you over the overall, or then you can take this risk to do it. I think this is okay.
Okay, I think for your case, it's like, I think for you, rather than you're enlarging your comfort zone, you just jump out of your comfort zone. Say that.
Yeah,
but you already calculate. Sorry, but you already calculate the risk. Like, okay, what is the best case, and then what is the worst case, and then you calculate the risk and you manage the risk, and then you decided that you can take the risk that, over this decision that you're making. Is that?
Yeah, that's a little bit like the car side. But for me, I think if I still based on Guangzhou, my life may be the niner. Yeah, it may be good higher, but there isn't have the change. I'm also, maybe I'm too young, even though I'm not young. So I want to have some change in my life, and I want to see some new experience in my life. So I post I press the post button and to see if there could have get the new experience. And when I want to choose the new experience, I will consider it whether it will make me into the worst situation. Yeah, and as the result, I think this will not be my worst situation. And maybe if I can do it better, and it can make me life more, my life have more experience, and maybe I can make my career have the more chance to do something or what I'm like to do. So I think that is okay. That because just like the movie, what Forrest Gump, it said the life like the box of chocolate. You can never know what you're gonna get it. Yeah, that is true. But the only one thing you should consider about is how about the risk? You should control your risk. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean that's really amazing how you say like you want to press the pause button and you consider the risk and how you process all these things. I think it's a good point of view, and I think once you decided to go to Japan back then, do you think that your current position right now is purely based on your genius brain, or is it? I mean, like seriously, you passed the N2 exam, which is like take a lot of people many years to pass the exam. Even like I knew a lot of my friends who study Japanese for 4 years. They didn't even pass the N2 exam. But for you, I think it's a quite big achievement to achieve this like N2 GLPT test. Is it like where you are right now? Is it like, do you think it's purely because of your genius brain, or is it like you I'm hardworking to achieve it and I deserve this because I already worked hard for it?
I think at first that's maybe from my childhood I have watched many Japanese animation, so I got a little sense of Japanese. Even I didn't learn the Japanese. And second, I think the hard working or hard learning, yes, is very important. Before I take the exam, yeah, I have do much exercise about the Japanese. That is very important. And I think if you got a situation such as you live in Japan, and you will upseize every chance to practice your Japanese. So that is a very convenient situation, I think, because I'm living in Japan. So that is not genius, I think. That's because many people who come to Japan pass the JLPT into less half year. Yeah, I think that is not so junior things. I think I consider it as a normal. Yeah, that's it.
Sure. How about Carl? Like, for anyone, if I forgot to explain that Carl also maintains account for CG in WeChat China, who's already gained a lot of followers right now, and I think, if I'm not wrong, you self-study your skill in CG in Houdini. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Like, how do you see this? Is it like purely your hardworking, and is it like purely that you have this talent that God gives you for your genius brain? What is the percentage of that?
Well, first of all, I want to mention that I'm not a genius. I'm not a genius at all. Yeah, I'm just a normal guy. I'm even stupid. I'm even stupid than a lot of people. So that's why I think myself. Yeah. So I think hard work is definitely very important. But the more important thing is your interest, your passion. Yeah. So when I in universities in China at that times, I already knew that I want to do 3D. I want to do 3D. I want to do 3D animation, the movie effects. So back at time, so I learned a lot by myself. So, and also at that time, my English is not so good. In the movie industry, the standard language is English. And a lot of software, they just use English, the user interface. A lot of techniques, they come from America, they come from Europe. So I have to learn English to achieve my goal. So that's another good thing to encourage me to study English. But after that, I have to pay more and more, hard work to do that, because I am a student from universities not learning anything about art and not learning about anything about program, not scripting. But for Houdini, this kind of software, it combined art and programming. That's a big challenge for me. So I have to learn it from scratch, really from scratch. So I think Asher is really good at scripting, programming. I really want to learn something from him. Yeah, he is kind of master there.
No, you have beyond me.
No. I agree with Carl, but you also, to me, it's also amazing for what you have achieved, and for that you said that you are mastering this Houdini, most of it that you self-study. I'm also amazed for you keep yourself motivated, and you are being stable, and you have the consistency of doing something. Because I know you've been reading books like regularly, and then you have been doing this for a really long time for this consistent. I think how would you keep yourself motivated, and how would you keep yourself this consistent, and to keep yourself focused?
Yeah. I think, like I said, the most important thing is your interest or your passion. So when I learning Houdini or doing some movie effects, it's just like you play video game. I think a lot of boys, they want to play video games or watch animation, etc. They really make that excited. So this is same effect on me. When I learning Houdini, when I use some kind of software to build something amazing, it really made me excited. I think this is the same effect. So this will keep me, keep on to insist on that. And I think another thing is a trick or it's a skill. So when I did something, I feel excited. So I want to share. I want to share with the public. I want to share with my fans, with my friends. So this is a really good skill. Although somebody think it's not big deal. That's a normal art, or that's a normal skill. But for me, I don't want to show off. I don't want to show off. But the result of show off can make me exist. So that's the good result. So I think show off is a bad word, but the result is good. So that's why I call it a trick. This is a good trick for me to make me motivated. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. And for Archer, I have another question for you. When you said that you want to press the pause button, what did you hear? How did it affect you? Like after you press the pause button, did you hear something on yourself? Could you hear clearly? Because I think in this current situation that we're living in a busy world, that once we press the pause button, we can hear or we can realize something that we didn't realize when we were busy. How did it affect you, or what is the effect of your pause button?
In fact, in China, we are working not just in 8 hours, and we got a WeChat. Yeah, every day. From the morning to the night, we need to hand over work. Yes, this is a little bit pressure for me, and so for that time I get the pause button, and from the pause button, I'm living with my cat. I living with my cat, and I think I didn't want to say what I'm heard from my inside. I just for that time I just needed a rest. And wait a minute. Oh, it's my God! I think the English is very hard. Can you cut this as soon as possible? Yeah. Yes, I think this is very important. Just like the car said, you have the time to correct your mistake. If you don't know if that's a question, a right choice, nobody can ensure you have did the right choice or you did the wrong, terrible choice. Nobody can say that. The only time can tell that. So I think the most important is do as soon as possible. And some guys, I think, just I mentioned before, you should consider it about your risk, your lose. If you take this choice, what risk are you facing, and how to manage this risk. If you can handle that, just do it. Do not have to hesitate, I think.
Wow. Just to execute things, just do it like Nike.
Yeah. Not just do it as you like it. That's also you need a schedule. How about if you can need a schedule?
Plan.
Yeah, and your plan, and you should consider about how to execute your plan, and you need to consider it when you fail of this step, what you will be lose. This is your risk. And if you can take this risk, okay, that means you can do it. If you can't take this risk, then stop.
Wow.
But I think maybe the risk you will take, the much younger you have, the more risk you can take.
Wow. Wow, that's good insight. How about Carl?
If I can go back, if I could go back to where I was young, I think the first thing I will think thank you. Yeah.
Pardon?
Because I will,
Oh my God.
I will say thank you. I will say thank you because if at that time I wasn't me before, so I will not be the day I am now. So I think this thing is I really want to thank the past, the past, what I did in the past. And if I want to give them a lesson, I think it's after say it's really what I want to talk. Yeah, but another thing I want to tell myself that be brave, really be brave, because we really fear a lot of things. We really fear the uncertain. We really fear the unknown. So I really want to talk to myself, just be brave. Yeah. So that's why I want to talk to myself. But after all, I really thankful to what I was before. Yeah.
Wow. I think that's a really good message. Like to be brave and to motivate ourselves to be brave and not be afraid. Yeah. Okay, I think we are just finished the last question. I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Okay, so
thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much for sharing, Carl. Wish you all the best for the job hunting in New Zealand.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you guys have the opportunity to travel to Japan, yes, nothing below.
Wow, that's why I want to talk to you, Archer. If you got a good chance in Japan, please let me know. I really want to learn Japanese. I really like Japanese culture too. Yeah.
Okay, come and I will welcome you. Yeah, to have the deep experience in Japan.
Really? I'm looking forward to it. You are my guide. You are my guide to deeply understand Japan.
Yeah. Very deep. Yeah, come on.
Okay. We will cut this. We will cut this.
Okay, wait. I will stop the